Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Let's talk today about what are some items you can stock up on if you're concerned with inflation. Things are rising in prices. We know that tariffs are a threat on the horizon. We keep hearing about rising prices, shortages, things we won't be able to buy. And so I went through and looked over what are some of the things that I want to make sure I have enough of so that I don't have all that worry hanging over me. That's one of the reasons that I'm a prepper. I want to have peace in my life. I want to know that I have enough. I can provide meals for my family. I can take care of myself and my family, and we have the supplies and things that we need so that we can keep life running smoothly. It's lifestyle insurance. Life can go on smoothly because we can reach into the pantry, reach into the stockpile, reach into the hardware store in the garage or whatever, and find an adequate supply, a variety of items that can keep day-to-day life running smoothly. Most of the time, we don't need to worry about some big SHTF or apocalypse. We need to concern ourselves with the day-to-day emergencies that can occur in our lives personally, in the types of threats like floods that can happen in your community. There's flooding in some places now. And so weather events can affect where you live, different types of natural disasters. It kind of depends where you live. If you live in an area with hurricanes, of course, you'd want to prepare for that. If you live in an area that has winter storms, you need to prepare for that. Depending on where you live and the kind of life you live, that depends on what are the things that you stockpile. Don't take anybody's list as a must-have. These are just things that I want to have, and they're suggestions of what you would want to get too. The first item I'm concerned with having enough is canned meat. You can get canned meat in all different types of flavors, everything from chicken, turkey, beef, pork, ham. You can get lots of seafood, tuna, crabs, salmon, clams. There's all different kinds of canned meats that you can get. You can buy small cans, large cans. Choose the cans that suit your family's size because you don't want to open a large can for, say, a single person. Maybe you won't have a way to refrigerate the rest, or you don't have an idea it could get spoiled. And we don't want to waste the precious food dollars or the food that we're adding into our stockpile. If you think you have plenty of meat, look at some of the products that have meat flavoring in them. Think about something like cream of chicken soup. How about turkey gravy or chicken gravy? Those are some nice flavors that you can add into your meals, stretch a little bit of meat, and make a bigger, better, tastier meal. Look for things that have entrees in a can, like a chicken a la king. You can serve it over noodles or rice, even spoon it over toast. And how about, of course, things like beef stew and chili. You can always find meaty meals in a can that you can have in your pantry that can last for several years, and then when you need a meal, you can get it out and open it up. You can also combine some of the basic canned foods with other foods in your pantry to make a bigger, better meal. So when you're buying something like gravy, think about how you plan to use it. Do you have a can of meat you want to serve it with? Serve it over mashed potatoes? Have an idea of what you're going to do with it so it isn't just some random food that's in your pantry and you have no idea what to do with it. Then get something else that would be meaningful to you. The price of eggs is rising, and maybe we can't always have the fresh eggs we want. Maybe you want some egg substitute type ingredients so that you can continue to bake with eggs. And that's one reason I like to stock up on the Bob's Red Mill Egg Replacer. It's a powdered product. The package is equivalent to 34 eggs, and you just spoon it out, add it into your recipe, and you can use it as an egg substitute. You wouldn't use it to cook as eggs. You would put it into the recipes that you want: pancakes, waffles, cakes, breads, whatever you need to add an egg. If you don't have one, you can reach for the Bob's Red Mill Egg Replacer in your pantry, spoon it out, add it into your recipe, and there you go. Keep cooking. If you're a coffee drinker, no doubt you've paid attention to the news that there are shortages in coffee because of weather events in Brazil and Vietnam, where most of our coffee comes from. So if coffee is important to you, stock up on some extras. And the longest lasting coffee is the freeze-dried instant coffee. I don't drink a lot of coffee, so I bought this tin of coffee that's instant coffee because it's in a can, it's airtight. I can put it away in my pantry, spoon it out when I need it, and it's going to last for many years. We know that fresh coffee doesn't last very long, but the freeze-dried instant coffee can last a very long time, especially if you store it cool, dark, dry, and airtight. If you're a coffee drinker, maybe you like to have cream with it. You can look for some of the cans of cream. I know my daughter likes almond milk with her coffee, so I picked up one of the almond milk in a UHT, the ultra high temperature, shelf stable. You can find in the grocery store. You can pick these up at Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's a real bargain. So if you like something to have milk with your coffee, go ahead and get that. If you want milk with your cereal, go ahead and get some of the UHT shelf stable regular milk. They have whole milk, 1%, 2%, I think it is. There's a lot of different varieties, even just at Dollar Tree, which is a great deal because if I go to the regular grocery store, I find these to be at least $3. So if you have a Dollar Tree, go ahead and look for some of that because it can store right on your pantry shelf for a year or more. Just pay attention to the date on it. I've used it past the date and it's always been fine, but you don't always want to count on that. Sometimes you can test it out and find that it was okay. Don't just throw it out, always check it out, and then maybe you'll find that it's still good, but not always. We keep hearing about wheat is in short supply and there's grain shortages. Look for some of the packages of easy to prepare rice, pasta, all these little kinds of packets. You just add water, maybe a little milk or butter or oil, and you can prepare something. Nor sides are a great way to add some variety into your meals. And then maybe you want to try some of the grain alternatives. Quinoa is very delicious. It's teeny tiny. You do need to rinse it, so make sure you have a fine mesh strainer. You want to rinse it off because it has something called, I think it's sapopins or something, that gives it a soapy flavor. And when you rinse your quinoa, you'll see that it suds up, and we don't want to eat that. We want to rinse it off. And if you've ever cooked quinoa and maybe you didn't like it, maybe it hadn't been rinsed. Some people don't understand that that is one of the first steps that you have to do to prepare quinoa. And if it's not something you're familiar with, how would you know unless someone teaches that to you? The tariffs are causing plastics to go up in price, so one of the things that I did was stock up on some of the Ziploc bags that I like to use because plastics are going up. They're going to be more expensive. You may find less in a package. You may find the sizes that you want aren't readily available. So I picked up a box of the ones that I do like so that I have extras. I also thought about plastic containers, foods that come in plastic, and I picked up some of the condiments that I enjoy, like the Kraft barbecue sauce and the Kraft Italian dressing. These are great to add into recipes and change the flavors of all kinds of different foods. Pour your salad dressing over salads, yes, but you can also put it over pasta dishes, chicken, all kinds of things. You can use them for marinades and basting. So think about the containers that your food comes in, and maybe those are some of those plastic container type foods that you want to have an extra before the price goes up or they're unavailable or who knows what. We don't really know. So we don't want to go hog wild, but if there's something that you want, make sure that you have it. And then because it's something that you like and you use, you'll use, rotate, and replace it. And that's how we have a successful prepper pantry. Looking to save space, but you want to have lots of laundry detergent? I found these Ecos laundry sheets. They're laundry detergent sheets. They're plant-based. There's 100 in this box, which means there's 100 loads of laundry detergent. And you can see it's a plasticky looking sheet. It easily tears, and when you put it in the water, it will dissolve, and you have one sheet per load of laundry. So I have 100 loads of laundry worth of detergent in this box. A few years ago, I had tried another brand, but it had some weird aroma and I didn't like it at all. But this one is very nice. It's plant powered, which who knew that plants could wash our clothes? And it doesn't have any aroma at all, which is what I like. And so I recommend, if you want to save space especially, and you don't have the room for all the big jugs, look for some of these plant-powered laundry detergent sheets like these from Ecos. These are free and clear, so there's nothing, they're hypoallergenic, there's nothing in it that's weird that could cause your laundry to itch or smell or anything like that. And that's the way I like it. So if you're concerned about inflation getting worse and you're not really sure how you can protect your pocketbook and your bank account, look over some of these types of items and then think about your own day-to-day life. What do you use from the time you get up until you go to bed at night? Anything that you want to have extras of, see about stocking up a little bit now as you go to the store. Get a little bit extra every time you shop. Get a variety of things. Pretty soon you'll have a great supply of all of your necessary things. Then even if the prices go up, you can go to your pantry and you can get that out at yesterday's prices, which are probably going to be less than anything in the future. So that's where I'm giving gifts to future me to have things that I want on hand so that I know that I'm taking care of future me as well as the present time. Let us know in the comments below, how do you feel about tariffs and shortages? What items are you concerned might not become available or will be much more expensive or harder to get? And how are you dealing with that? I hope you'll like my video, share it, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.